Slingshot, Book 1 in the David Shepard Thriller series. Written and narrated by Judah Lamb. Produced by Judah Lamb. Copyright 2025 by Judah Lamb. Chapter 1. The sizzle of pancake batter on the griddle mingled with the chatter of volunteers as David Shepard entered the homeless shelter kitchen. He rolled up his sleeves and nodded at Joe, the head cook. "Smells great in here. How can I help?" Joe grinned and tossed him a spatula.
"Flip some flapjacks, preacher man."
David caught the spatula and stepped up to the stove, his movements practiced and efficient as he turned the golden circles. Beside him, a teenage girl ladled more batter. Her hands shook slightly. "You're doing great, Emily," David said softly. "It gets easier with practice." She glanced up, surprise and gratitude in her eyes.
"Thanks. I was so nervous to volunteer, but I want to make a difference, you know?"
"That's why we're all here." And it was. A sense of purpose washed over David. Helping the poor was a big part of it, giving people a chance to help, to participate in the love God has for them. It could be life-changing. As an ex-soldier, David knew what it was like to trust in someone else. He knew even more what it meant to trust that God would take care of him. What he hadn't realized at first, but learned over time, was that the brother at his side was more often than not how God watched over him. Because God loved to wear masks. The faces of common people. Because in God's world, there were no common people. Not everyone had the eyes to see it, but God did his most extraordinary work through what never stood out, through the ordinary. Normal people made in his image, made to reflect his image and care for the entire creation, especially for those the rest of the world overlooked and left behind. It was more than that, though. For David, helping people in a way that didn't involve tactical missions and guns was oddly therapeutic. He'd seen things in war, things he'd rather forget. He really had two choices: stay in his head and get lost in haunting memories, or get out of himself and do something that might make someone else's day a little better, even if all it meant was flipping flapjacks. The door swung open as the first residents arrived, the aroma of fresh coffee beckoning them inside. David handed his spatula to Emily with an encouraging nod and stepped out to greet them. "Bill, good to see you, my friend." David.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?